You have a brand new worksheet with some problems with mole calculations. And these notes here in this video, combined with the notes you've taken over the last couple of days, should help you complete this worksheet today. So I just want to point out here that in this particular problem, it says, what is the mass? So that is our unknown. What is the mass of 3.6 moles of the element carbon? So that is what we know. That's what we are starting with here in this problem. So we set down our picket fence. We write 3.6 moles of carbon. Now, how do we convert that to grams of carbon? This is where we need our periodic table. So you pull out your periodic table and you look up carbon. And depending on what periodic table you have, you may see a number 6 up here. That's the atomic number. But you'll see something down here like 12.01. That is the atomic mass of carbon. That's also the number of grams in 1 mole of carbon. So that's the number we're going to use right up here in our mole calculation. So 3.6 moles of carbon. 1 mole of carbon is 12.01 grams. So the moles of carbon cancel, and we do 3.6 times 12.01. And we only started with 2 significant digits here, 3.6. So our final answer we'll round that to a couple of significant digits, 43 grams of carbon. So if you're working on the worksheet right now, you may want to pause the video and make sure you understand everything that was done in problem number 1. In problem number 2, the question says, what is the mass? Once again, so we're looking here at mass. So we write here our unknown. How many grams of chlorine is in 7.33 moles of chlorine? So we're starting with moles and we're converting to mass. So we set up our picket fence. Oh, and there's one other thing you'll notice here is we want our final unit to be in kilograms of chlorine. So that's why you see here we've worked very hard to get our units into kilograms of chlorine. So we're going to set up our picket fence, and the first thing we're going to do in our conversion is convert moles of chlorine to grams of chlorine. Now, to convert from moles to grams, we need, once again, our periodic table. And if you look on your periodic table for chlorine, depending on the periodic table you're using, you'll find like a 17, that's the atomic number, and then you'll find 35.45. Now that 35.45 is the number of grams in 1 mole of chlorine. So that's the number we're going to use right up here in our molar conversion. We're going to make the moles cancel. 1 mole of chlorine is 35.45 grams of chlorine. Of course, the next step we need to do is make the grams cancel, and we're going to do that by putting the unit grams on the bottom. And there are 1,000 grams in 1 kilogram. So now it's a matter of doing our calculation. We have 3 significant digits in our original measurement right here, 3 significant digits. So we're going to put 3 significant digits in our final answer. So, I would encourage you to be sure you run this through your calculator and make sure you are able to get the same answer, so you're not finding out that there's some kind of issue with the way you use your calculator. If you're working through this worksheet right now, I would encourage you just to pause the video at this point and really take in all the work that you've done to complete this problem.